Hello YouTube, born to be wild and E here, and as always, any stands for Nebraska, go big red Huskers. It's the 2nd of December. I say the 2nd of December, 2021. Camped last night at Eisenhower State Park in Kansas. Gonna do that again tonight. Today I'm out for a ride, but my planned route has already been waylaid. Road closure, dead stop. Missed the detour if there was one. So, I am now on what is called Old Highway 50, west of its junction with Highway 75, which runs north and south. Trying to reclaim my first waypoint, but the delay has already cost me time that I need to get home, the tent, before it gets too dark. So I'm going to come up to a sizable town and pull up my Apple Maps and see what I can do as far as rerouting. Unfortunate, but I need to think about it and figure out what I could do differently. This was a Kansas state highway that was closed. So one thing I think I could do in the planning stage is to go to the state highway department's website and look at road closures and see if any on my route are included. And then to top it off, I've got a speed limit of 45 on this 10-11 mile stretch that I've got to take. So I'm doing 52, hoping beyond hope that I don't get stopped at 7 miles an hour over the limit. Old Highway 50. It looks like it feels very, very old. It's kind of a narrow highway. Shoulders have a little bit of drop off, at least on my side of the road. And road work. Will they bump up the speed limit? The drop off along here looks like it's been repaired. Show me a speed limit sign, please. I'm gonna risk it. GPS says it's a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit area. So that's where I sit, 55 miles an hour. If I see a sign taking me back down to 52, I will. At least at 55 I can explain to any stopping law enforcement officer that I was thinking I was out of the construction zone that ended back there, and thus it was back up to 55, which is what my GPS tells me. Wah, wah, wah. If anybody does stop me, I hope he's having a great day. I have not seen a speed limit sign since the construction road work ending sign. Definitely not in the Flint Hills, which is where I should be by now. Rats. Some of you will say, oh well, it's an adventure. Yeah, it is. Didn't guy out the tent last night. There was no wind. But I did guy it out this morning. So if something comes up while I'm gone, it should do very well. It is a Kelty Trail Ridge 3. I will never ever buy a tent smaller than a 3-person tent. And preferably if I buy another one, it'll be a 4-person tent. I like my space. I like my space. It's been a good tent, pretty much. And once I taught myself, watching Google, or YouTube I should say, which is owned by Google. Once I taught myself the taut line hitch, guying those puppies out are as simple as can be. There was an absolutely fantastic sunset last night, and I'll put some pictures here. Had kind of a fun time sleeping last night. My new sleeping bag seemed to slide off of my air mattress awfully easily. And it seemed a little bit tighter than I expected it to be. So rats. I have very broad shoulders, and I'm a big guy. Maybe I should just bite the bullet by double. I used stacked sleeping pads. The first one is a Climate inflatable, and then the top one is a self-inflating thermal-rest foam pad. Okay, here's where I'm going to pick up 170, which is what the road that was closed up by the park. So I took a long time to get around that road closure, unfortunately. Yeah. This looks rather ugly. Ah. Oh my. Oh my. Kansas, you call this a state highway? Holy crap. Well, good. I only have 1.25 miles on this at least. So there's some good news. I'm thinking this is an abandoned state highway. I wonder if the road network that's developed around it has made it obsolete to a large degree. Mailman probably doesn't see very many motorcycles along this stretch. Be my guess. Yay. Hope Highway 130 is in better shape. Road X, also named. 7.5 miles before my next GPS instruction.